Alright, I'm ready. You're back here on Filming Footy, all thanks to Dartfish. Got a massive game here at Flagstaff Hill Oval. It'll be the Falcons taking on the Wine Flyers of Reynella. I tell you what, it's going to be a really big game, as I said. This is all thanks to Dartfish and, of course, our other major sponsors, ProBuild Australia, Domain & Co Real Estate, the Aussie Inn, Christie's Beach Hotel, Archie's Footwear, and the Air Diffusion Agency. We're going to speak more about them as the day unfolds. Take a look at your B grade. It's been a feisty last few minutes. A red card, a couple of yellows, and melees. And melees are actually fines to clubs. Not sure how much, but any fine to a local sporting club, it's still a pretty big deal. Scoreboard reads 5-2, 32 to the Falcons, who are going down to the Wine Flyers, 15-5, 95. My name's Oliver Riddle. Feeling a little lonely today because my sidekick, my second in command, or normally first in command, Phil Hurton, he's away on assignment. Got a couple of women's grand finals for him, which does leave me on my own, but never fear. Got Josh, my trusty cameraman. He is behind the camera ready to film our match. And I also have a few different people coming in to share a little about their personal experience with both different clubs. Taking a look at the earlier matchups, Reynella, 84-point winners in the under-13s. Good to see them get up there. Away from home, the Falcons, 42 points in the 15s. Big win for them. And Reynella, 31 in the 17s. And looks like they'll go 3-1 up if they win this B-grade matchup, which only has 42 seconds to go. They're going to have to need 7 goals in 42 seconds. I don't see that happening. 8 goals now. But we'll cast our mind to the A-grade game that is coming up, because it's been 13 years. 13 years. Sit back since 2013, since Reynella last won on this oval in particular. They haven't beaten Flagstaff since the 2024 Grand Final. 10 points on that day. In round 8, they went down by 14 points on their home deck. Flagstaff beat them by 12 points last year. And Reynella was defeated by 20 points last year as well. So they've got a 3-match losing streak as the siren blows for the B grade. I'm in the timekeeper's box this afternoon, so I'll have my trusty timekeepers with me as well, blowing the siren as loud as they possibly can. It was 32 to 101 heading the way of Reynella. As they come out on the ground, this is Reynella. We'll go through them first, because 3 changes for both sides. In comes Cameron Kirkland back into the side, along with Aiden Seacombe, who hasn't played since round 6. And he's an interesting man. Cameron Woods is into the side after no longer playing South Adelaide Reserves, where he's been for the entire year. He goes in, which means the unlucky 19-year-old who hasn't missed a game all year, Lewis Bird, is out of the side. He just played in the B-grade game there. Touch unlucky for Bird, mind you. Jack Stiles and Carter Shaw also played in the B-grade, as we saw. That's the 3 changes for the Wine Flyers, as we have a timekeeper change next to me, getting all set for this big game. Couple of minutes to go. We'll be taking a look at the banner to my left as Flagstaff Hill wander out onto the oval. You've got Patterson, you've got Kirk at the front of that with Hayward, Ferrers. I'll tell you what, I'm not sure why they have banners when they're that small. But I guess it's good for the community. Out come Flagstaff Hill. I've got 3 changes today as well. In comes Matthew Walton and Cameron Brown. Out of the team is Mason Carney, Kobe Kavoris, and Kobe Hibbard. There is another man who's come in on debut, mind you, Uton Bowie. He's our man on debut after 100 matches of junior football for the Falcons. Also played some footy in Canberra this year as well. I am joined by the timekeeper of Flagstaff Hill. Do you want to say something on air?
Hope it's a good game. Yeah, I'm sure it will be. Could be a close one.
I think it certainly will be a close one. Reynella haven't won on this ground in 13 years, but I think if they're going to win today, 13 years, if they're going to win today, they're going to have a good start, and I've got a team that's probably the strongest all season as the umpires walk out onto the ground. Alex Garlick and Ben Moss are our field umpires. Noah Cutting, Bradley Cunningham, and a little kid, if you go there, a little kid named Alfie. His first ever A-grade boundary. He's going to be running the boundary. Spoke to him earlier in the day. Good on him. Very nervous, but nervous, excited, similar sort of emotions. And in goal is Jono White and Matthew Ballard. So good luck to our umpires as the team manager wanders closer and gives a wave. She's looking forward to the match as well. We'll go through some of our Southern Football League sponsors, the Air Diffusion Australia, So Cloudy Web Design, SA Landscaping Supplies, Master Plumbing of Association of South Australia as well. We thank all our sponsors, both league and filming footy. It's a big game, as I said, humongous game. So much is going to be happening. If there's a couple of players I could pick out, Darcy Mitchell, we speak about him every week when we see Flagstaff Hill. He's their big number 17 in the ruck, featured in the best players 10 times so far this year. But up forward, it is Blake Aldridge, 61 goals from 15 games. He's the man they should be looking out for. He was kept relatively quiet with 3 goals last week. Beatham had 4. But how about this? 2 weeks ago, Reynella defeated Morphett Vale, 173 points. 180 points to just 7. It was only 1 goal for the MUs. Delahunty, who's playing today, number 13, kicked 9 goals. Marshman kicked 7. Key forwards, that is amazing. Marshman's been out for probably most of the year with an injury, which means Delahunty's had to play solo, unfortunately for both of them, but they're really strapping their mojo now. In fact, Delahunty, I believe, does lead the goal-kicking ladder board for this Southern Football League as well, ahead of Zach Sprower and Blake Aldridge, who's in third, I believe. He'll get his chance today to try and notch up, but I'm not sure. I feel like if Delahunty, if he can kick 5 or 6 goals today, Reynella will probably be home. And Aldridge is probably going to have to do the same. So, interesting matchup for those two, both at different ends of the ground. We will be speaking to Flagstaff Hill assistant coach Michael Haslam, as well as the Reynella president and Bill Threadgold, who comes from, and this is interesting, he comes from Air Diffusion Agency. We'll speak about what he has to do with the Southern Football League, a little of his company as we watch the fascinating game of football I'm sure will occur. Well, last time these two teams played, goalless first quarter it was. So maybe it won't be as fascinating to begin the matchup. Taking a look at your live Southern Football League ladder, Happy Valley lead on top with 24. Flagstaff Hill and Reynella both have 24 points, but percentage just a little bit lower, literally like 0.5%, 0.25%. Still a very close race for the top of the ladder board for them. Port Lunga currently in 4th. It is that race between Hallett Cove and Christie's Beach for the 5th spot. Christie's Beach currently in 6th, 1 game behind Hallett Cove. Have got Aldinga. Meanwhile, Hallett Cove are heading up to Ironbank. That's going to get closer though, because come next week, myself and Phil will be back. Hallett Cove taking on Happy Valley. So if Christie's Beach win today and they win next week, and Hallett Cove win today and lose next week, they'll be on the same points, very similar percentage. Checking out the middle of the ground here, we've got some works going on. Just going to make sure you can see it. It's sort of been like a boyhood dream of mine to be able to paint the lines, whether it be on the roads or the oval. I think I'd like to do it, but maybe only for 5 minutes before I get bored. As the captains reach the middle of the ground, we'll have our toss. We'll see which player will be able to celebrate by pointing his finger to whatever side of the oval they want. Umpire is ready to chuck it up. Coin goes up in the air. Who's going to get the call? Reynella win the toss. That is Captain Tyler Davies, who's kicking to the left hand of your screen. That is towards the beach. Mind you, it's a long way to the beach from here. I'm sure they won't be kicking with a sea breeze. And speaking of wind, I can't really see, looking at the trees, not really moving. Although I can't quite find a flag as well. That's usually a pretty good indicator. So I think it's dead still at this very moment in time. Can change, but Reynella, if you missed that, kicking to the left-hand side of the screen. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors, the Fleuro Milk Company, Paladin Sports, Sharon, Belgraver Apparel, and All Frames and Mirrors. Interesting fact, as I noted, that they have not won on this oval since 2013. The Wine Flyers. Wonder what they'll be thinking. Of course, the Falcons sitting in second place. Second be third today. It is their home ground advantage. So I think a lot of people would suggest Flagstaff here will get up. But after their shock loss to Port Lunga last week, 43 points, they kicked the first 6 goals, maybe 4, 5, 6 goals. And from that point on, was shell-shocked by the Cockle Divers, who have the bye this week. The other matchup is Happy Valley taking on Morphett Vale, which I assume will be one-sided, although you never know. I don't want to say anything nasty and look like a moron at the end of the game. Last 5 games for Flagstaff Hill, 3 wins, 2 losses. Reynella, 4 wins, just a single loss. As they disperse from their pack, both sides are heading towards the centre of the ground. Our trusty painting lawnmower friend is coming off the ground. I'd like to know how long he's been doing that for. For all I know, it could be 5 minutes. Flagstaff Hill finished 3rd last year, 15 wins, 5 losses. Reynella 4th, with ultimately losing to Christie's Beach in the finals, finishing 5th overall. But I tell you what, finals, not just finals, but premierships are in the blood of these two teams of recent years. Flagstaff have been super dominant for the past decade and a half. Reynella have been right up there all the way through as well. Umpire raises his hand to check for numbers for the sides. It's going to be a big match here. Umpire Ben Moss and Alex Garlick are going to be taking us through on the field. If you're here with me, my name's Oliver Riddle. Have the timekeepers to my left who are going to be checking the scores, which can be a tough ask to do the scores, mind you. But I'm sure they know well and truly what they're doing. Siren's gone, you're on Filming Footy, thanks to Dartfish. We are underway for the 15th of August. Reynella taking on Flagstaff Hill. Flagstaff Oval as Mitchell wraps up. Stanford is only about 22 years of age, mind you. Coming up against a big competitor in Mitchell. And thump forward. And away goes McGuinness. And we're going to have a holding the man free kick. So that's surprising. Couldn't quite see it from my angle. Umpire always has the best angle. So they say as Rosman gets the free kick, and that just gets in their time. Handball off and moving this nicely. That's the man who's debuting today, Bowie, who kicked that, and it's going to be a free kick to Reynella. So maybe not a great first touch. Liam Reid is going to be kicking out, who's featured in the best players against the Great Southern and done that 6 times also for Reynella as well this year. So he's been in good form. Both him and Kirk are some of the competition's best key defenders on display today, and that's been nicely done by the debut man, Bowie. So Utani Bowie is our debutant, and he's done a nice thing there after an average first touch. Umpire will get ready to throw it back into play.
Don't give him any space, Huey, no space. Huey, drop. Just apply it to him,
Yeah.
So ball eventually comes back into play. Mitchell thumps it forward towards the boundary line, picked up and then thrown to the turf. Play moves on, and now the ball's rolled over the line. And again, we'll get a boundary throw-in from our young man, Alfie. Ball's thrown back into play. Mitchell and Stanford underneath it once again. Lawley goes at it. He was helped by Chef, and Johnson just lets it roll over the line with his hands. And now we're going to have to chuck it back in for a 3rd time in a row. Maybe 3rd time's a charm. So, of course, the Filming Footy with the Falcons and the Wine Flyers together. It's going to be a huge day, as we keep saying, and we keep saying it because it is going to be a massive day. So much on stake for both these teams heading towards September. It's August the 15th. There's only one remaining round, so tell you what, that kick goes out in the full there. It's going to be a free kick heading the way of the Falcons. Rosman's going to take it. If they need to win, these two teams, if they want to be finishing top, they're going to have to beat each other. Put it that way. Mitchell takes the mark. Wants to move it on. Got a lead up man. Can he get it to him? No, over the head. Play's going to move on. And he just runs into trouble, Lawley. Johnson's wrapped him up. We'll have a ball up. About 35 from home. Umpire takes no time wasting. Throws it back up. Play moves on. So many bodies around it as well. He's pulled out a free kick too. Heading the way of Reynella. And we do have a special guest joining us now, which is going to be really interesting. He is a Reynella man, mind you, so there could be a bit of bias, you never really know. But I'd like to welcome to the broadcast Bill Threadgold.
Thank you. Pleased to be here. Great day for footy.
It is a great day of footy. The game's only 1 minute in, but what are your predictions?
Well, you just said I'm a Reynella man. So I hope the boys do us well and proud and finish the game off with a win. But we expect Flaggies to be tough. They're a great club and we're here to get ready for finals footy.
Now tell me about the Air Diffusion Agency, your company, you're managing director there. What exactly does it involve?
Day-to-day driving the business, not necessarily hands-on with certain aspects, but a lot of future development, relationships, new product opportunities, and opening up new markets, because we're now going to national business and we're opening up in Sydney come October, which is our last major city to be opening up in.
Copley to Marshman, all the way at the back though, they were ready for it. The Falcons are going to push this one outside of 50. Can they hold the mark? They can. That was Matthew Walton, who's into the team. Again, one of the inclusions today. Hasn't been seen in the side since he kicked the goal against the Vikings a month ago. So what's your partnership, Bill, with the Air Diffusion Agency and the Southern Football League? Tell me about that.
Well, my involvement with footy started at Reynella in 91 with my sons coming to play the junior footy. And as they evolved through it, I got more involved with the committee.
Kirkland goes long. He had so much time and space. First goal of the day is kicked by Cameron Kirkland, straight back into the side.
Well done. And the Southern Footy League is the leader or the future of all the clubs involved. And without a Southern Footy League, we don't have a competition. So the opportunity became to get involved with sponsoring them. And it's sort of been an ongoing thing as the business has grown, so has my sponsorship. Yeah.
First goal kicked there by Cameron Kirkland back into the team. 3 minutes gone, 1 goal to no score as the umpire's ready to ball it straight back up. Nice of you to join me, Bill. Bit of a pleasure. Now, I was going to ask if you've got a sneaky favourite team, but I think it's pretty obvious that you're wearing black and white.
If you talk about overall footy, I put Reynella in front of all the AFL.
Ooh.
I love footy and I love watching AFL, but I'd be very rarely missing a Reynella game unless it was perhaps more work related and it was essential that I had to be at an AFL game. Yeah.
What's your experience with football? Do you play as a junior?
I played school footy. I actually played at Dover Gardens Primary School. And
yeah?
And then I went to Seacombe High and played next to people like Peter Carey and Glenn Todman and the Obses and even Fitzgerald. That's now Ryan Fitzgerald's dad.
Oh, wow.
So so a little bit of school footy. And then I actually played a couple of years at Noarlunga in junior footy and then a year at Edwardstown and again junior footy. And then got involved with lifesaving and women and children. Yeah.
So, shots off, although not really a shot, more just towards the pocket. And now they're going to bring it back here. And handball forward, and I've got lots of time, lots of space here. Woods is going to move it forward. Out of defensive 50, mark's taken. They're going to halt it here, Reynella. Right along the wing here, this is Lucas Gordon, who's going to go across ground. So I've just come from that, got plenty of numbers too. Mark should be taken. In fact, he had to dive for it, was Rosa. And he's struggling to keep himself fit this year, though, missing a big 9-week patch. But these injured players seem to keep coming back at the right moments. 3 inclusions today, all A-grade players coming back. And what do you think of the team? Is this the strongest team, Bill, you've had on the park all year?
Absolutely. And there's still a couple more to come into it. So,
Who's that?
Well, there's Scotland that played today. He's definitely an opportunity to come back in. And there's a couple of others that, if form improves, could force their way back through the B grade.
So it's great to see the Wine Flies doing strong, but of course, on the other hand, is Flagstaff Hill. Talk me about your battles over the year, Bill.
Well, we haven't beaten them at home since 2013.
Yes, I was relaying that stat before. It's an amazing stat, but Flagstaff Hill have been so dominant in that time as well. But I have a feeling if you're going to beat them, if you're going to overturn that statistic, it's going to be today.
Well, we're hoping to. We need to get a game, a win on the board to help cement ourselves in going into the finals.
Lawley taken down by Johnson there. Holding the ball was the call, and it's been moved out wider. This is a good opportunity for the Falcons. And they're going to go across ground. Rolling football. Opportunity for Mitchell. Just going to slam it in there without looking, and that's really what happens. Mark's taken from Whitaker, who's played for Reynella since his under 18 days back in 2009. I was only 4 years of age back then. Out of all your experience, how long have you been a part of the Reynella Football Club?
Well, 91 I started as a parent. 92 I got involved with the junior committee. 93 I started sponsoring the juniors and had 2 sons there playing, and they've led into 4. And then I ended up with 4 son-in-laws also played there.
Wow.
So it's been a family event, and now I think out of the 32 grandkids, I think 16 of them have played at Reynella.
Wow, 32 grandkids.
Yeah,
Do you
well,
remember all their names?
Well, yeah, but if you bring up 9 kids, you're bound to get a few grandkids.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's fair enough.
Yeah.
9 kids, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, 9 kids. I could not possibly imagine that. You're keeping our population up yourself. As we've got a set shot here after a good move from Tyler Davies, the captain, who's had yet another injury-plagued year. But when he plays, he's really good. Shots off, 45 metres out. Looks pretty good. And Reynella have kicked the first 2 in the match. Do we know who that number is, Bill?
Sorry?
Do we know who that player was?
Tyler
Lucas
Davies.
Gordon, thank you.
He's our current captain,
Yeah.
and very important to the culture of the club and leadership, and particularly with all the kids. We've got a very young side.
So Lucas Gordon kicked that goal through. You must have seen a lot of great Reynella teams. Is there any moments or any players that really stand out over the years?
Oh, if you go back far enough, you had Shane Smith, who played centre-half back for Reynella and played a heap of games, and was also in our team of the century.
Wow.
Then obviously our captain, Brendan, Brendan, who was our leading goal kicker for 3 or 4 years. Played a good, healthy career at South.
Well, Rosman overturns it now.
And then
going Walton. This is really tough. Kirkland's handball forward. Has to keep moving at Reynella. Don't really have the numbers because Chef's the only man who can pick it up and will have a ball up. As you were saying, Bill.
And then we've had Michael Dowdy, who started his juniors at Reynella and progressed to South, and obviously had a healthy, long career with the Crows, and came back and played 5 years for us and won a couple of best and fairest and a flag. So, yeah, so he was obviously one of our more high-profile players. But then there's Benny Moore and even young Sammy Draper now with Brisbane, all come through the Reynella program.
So the crowd aren't really happy with that decision. Flagstaff, he'll move that out of defence quite nicely. Chef's got the free kick here. 9 minutes into this match. Just the 2 goals to Reynella, which hadn't been put on the scoreboard, mind you. I can remind that to the timekeepers. Now, Bill, anything else you'd like to share about your company? What is the day-to-day life of being the managing director of the Air Diffusion Agency?
Well, I've got a great CEO and every location has its own branch manager, and they run the day-to-day operations. I get involved with meetings, and obviously we have to travel overseas a lot for importing and product development. Yep. But we do have, within the group, 7 locations that are manufacturing facilities that actually make product and around Australia.
And how long has your agency been in operation?
I started in 1989.
Wow.
With 3 people, and that was just with 1 location, and now we've got 4 in Adelaide, 5 in Melbourne, 2 in Brisbane, 1 in Darwin, and about to open up 1 in Sydney.
Fantastic to see, and of course you're a great sponsor of the Southern Football League, and it's pushed out wide for Reynella, who I think have dominated the possession at the moment. How have you seen the game?
Yeah, we've started well, and the boys can't take the foot off the pedal though, because Flaggies have got the ability to respond and react very quickly. We just need to keep momentum happening and focus on getting the ball.
Focus on getting the ball. Wise words. I tell you what, Brendan McKeough, Milo in the... I was trying to get the team sheets all organised pre-match, and he would not let anyone in because it was all serious, very serious conversations, as I know he has every week. Went on for about 35 minutes.
Well, Brendan's a very passionate man, and he's on a mission because he's probably no secret. He's going to step down from coaching at the end of this year and focus on family and some other journeys in his life. But he's got the ability, but also the opportunity to go out winning a flag. So he's going to be very focused.
This is Liam Delahunty, who's kicked 17 goals in the last fortnight of matches. From 50 metres out, he's going to load up. Looks pretty good. It holds the line. Reynella have the first three. Danger signs early for Flagstaff Field. They were trampled last week, and it's not looking pretty already. First three on the board to Reynella. And as you were saying, Bill, about Milo, what's he been? What's his impact? Not just a player, but as a coach, how's the club sort of built around him?
Well, Milo's a people's person. He responds well. He's got kids that play at the club. His son plays at the club in the 13s.
Yep.
He's out on the track. He was goal umpire or helping out with the 13s in the morning. He's here all day watching all grades. So he's not just an A-grade coach. He's a leader within the club.
Yeah. He's going to be a big loss. Have you got any replacements lined up as Marshman takes this kick? Think about that for a moment. And he goes from Marshman to Delahunty. And we've been waiting to see that all season. Last match against Morford Vale, Delahunty kicked 9, Marshman 7. That says it all right there. Lining up from a similar spot, maybe a more acute angle, for 4 in a row to kickstart this game. And I'm glad I tipped Reynella to begin the match because they certainly are looking on fire early. Delahunty from the pocket. Another beautiful kick. There's no stopping this guy. Delahunty's got 2. And have you got any replacement or any ideas that you're allowed to leak lined up so far, Bill?
Well, I'm not part of the executive in that decision making anymore, but I know part of our development was with Mark Borholm as our B-grade coach.
Yep.
The position's been advertised. He'll apply along with any other candidates, and then it's up to our football director and 2 other people that will get involved with interviewing and obviously make the best decision for the club.
Well, you may get a call from John Longmire, not Ken Hinkley anymore. I'm sure there's a lot of people interested to coach Reynella. As the kick goes forward, bouncing ball, couldn't quite pick it up. We'll go again. That's nicely worked there from Mountford. Now we're going to have to wait for the umpire to say, give it to me. Exactly 14 minutes gone on this first quarter. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're in front of the old scoreboard, which I tell you what, I don't know about you, Bill. You would remember when that scoreboard was operational. Is there just something about an old scoreboard that makes it feel like a country vibe? Do you like the look of it?
I like the tradition of it, and our scoreboard's been part of our club at Reynella for a lot of years, and it's now we've got to find another use for it, or we've got to scrap it. But it was always good to have past players and committee people standing up there doing the scoreboard in all different grades.
I always thought about leaving the B grade results on the old scoreboard, just so people who've just come in to watch the A grade game can see how well the B grade side's gone, and we'll have to redo that throw in there from our young Alfie. Both ruckmen involved there. Mitchell's the one. Darcy Mitchell's been in incredible form. But I want to ask you, Phil is my co-commentator who's out on assignment today. But Bill, I want to ask you, Delahunty and Marshman, how have they seen, now having played a lot of football together this year, how have you sort of seen that pair go?
Well, Della actually came to Reynella because of his friendship with Bailey.
Well, there you go, and he's taken the mark too.
And so they are very good friends, and obviously have a lot of respect for one another. Della's one of our few people that aren't born and bred Reynella people, but he's now part of the Reynella family. and hopefully he'll stick around for a few more years. Same as Mark Bolholm came from us out of the other competitions, other leagues, and he's now been with us for probably 7 years. So we don't like to lose people, particularly quality people, but our focus is on bringing our juniors through, and if we need to outsource a particular individual to top it up, then that's been pretty much the way we've gone forward.
6 minutes to go, says our timekeeper. Delahunty's kicked the last 3 goals of the match, 5 goals straight to nothing. This is not great for the Falcons, and I'd like to talk to their timekeeper, but I have a feeling the word he's going to give me is going to be 4 letters long. Put it that way. Talking about our major sponsors, ProBuild Australia, Domain & Co Real Estate, the Aussie Inn, Christie's Beach Hotel, Dartfish, the Archie's Footwear as the game gets underway, and of course, Bill, the Air Diffusion Australia. I'm joined by Bill Threadgold here in the first quarter at Flagstaff Field. Both players are holding. Umpire says a player's going to move on. Handball again. Bowie under a lot of pressure. Umpire sets a sling, and they get into him. Kirk's into Papworth. He's only a young kid, and that should be reversed. It's not going to be reversed. And that was real dangerous play there. And Kirk is about let's be honest, 15 years older than Papworth and needs to be a bit more responsible. Especially when you're a school teacher, mind you. And Stanford's going to thump it down. Play's going to move on. Walton wrapped up. And it's getting a little heated at the moment, Bill.
Yeah, it is, but that's to be expected. There's a lot of rivalry between these two clubs. And They've both been playing against each other from juniors right through to A-grade football for many years now, with a lot of rivalry, but I think you've got to consider that it's also respect, particularly after the game.
That's always seems to be the best rivalry, is a thump towards the line goes Woods, and there's an interesting man. So he comes from the South Adelaide Reserves, Cooper Woods, into this team, replaces Lewis Bird, who's done no wrong all season long. How do you sort of see that matchup? Do you think it's fair for someone who's played South Adelaide Reserves all season to come back and probably play finals too?
I think if you look at what clubs do nowadays, if we didn't do it, we wouldn't be doing the best thing by the club.
Team first attitude?
Yeah, it's all about programming a side that you can get success with, and he was tied to Reynella at the start of the year. Yeah. He was part of South's program. He was unable to fulfil his rehab through South, and they released him to come back and play the rest of the season with us. So I don't think any other club would have refused him.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Team first attitude, and Lewis Bird, still a few games before you get to all about premiership grand final opportunity. Still no reason why he can't be a part of that. As the 3 changes, including Styles and Carter Shaw, who went out today, all played in the B grade, which got up, mind you. You're 3-1 so far today, Bill. 3 wins, 1 loss, as Blake's going to have a set shot from 50 metres out on the arc too. This came from a free kick. It's a slight angle, but it's a pretty good option. Blake's going to go long. Will it hold the line? It's just touched over for a minor score. It's the first of the afternoon for Flagstaff Hill. 19 minutes gone. Almost a perfect first quarter, Bill, for you.
Yeah, we'd have to say we'd like to keep the next 3 quarters similar momentum. But again, we've played against Flaggies a lot, and you take your foot off the pedal, the next thing you know, they're either in front or making you sweat a bit. Yeah, so
29-point margin. That handball, little loopy, cut off too, and Blake's been wrapped up. Going to have a ball up just directly opposite us, Phil. There's a good crowd that's come here today. There's always a good crowd at Reynella. When Flagstaff Hill played them earlier in the season, we were there filming footy, packed out. I couldn't even find a spot. And of course, you had the GSFL association game too, where parking was limited. So the club's doing well, put it that way.
Most Reynella games, or even when we play against
good mark
our other clubs, their home ground, if you want to get a car park near the fence, you've got to get here very early.
Yeah.
There's not many games when you can come in after the 13s and 15s have started and get a decent car park, that's for sure.
So, kick back in from defensive 50, can't quite spot up Whittaker's, play's going to move on. Handball. This is a good opportunity for the Falcons. Smash back in there, but it ain't a good opportunity for Mountford.
What's Cooper done?
And in the end, we're going to have to not chuck it back in. It's going to be a free kick heading the way of Brock Harlow, who's played for Reynella since his under 8 days back in 2015. Into time on here in this first term. Bill, how many younger junior players can really move up in the A grade for Reynella? Have you got a lot coming through?
You mean for next season?
For next season, for the next 5 years and so on?
There's 7 or 8 that have played this year that 2 years ago were playing 17s in A grade.
Well, there you go.
And there'd be another 7 or 8 that should put pressure on the existing A grade squad in the next 2 years.
So you've always got players coming through. I think that's the same for the entire league, or at least most teams, which is really good. I think the league is very strong, wouldn't you agree?
It is, and it's a league. The program the league provides with on Saturday, all your juniors playing, and before your B grade and your A grade is unique.
Arnold's kick forward to the leading man and another mark. They're not going to be able to stop Reynella at the moment. This is Marshman, who's yet to kick a goal, who's spent 2 months out with injury this year, but he's certainly back in form, kicking 7 goals against Morfett Vale. Delahunty had 8, which I think says it all. Taking a look at some games across the round, we've got Christie's Beach and Aldinga. Iron Bank will be hosting Hallett Cove, and our Happy Valley, well, they take on Morfett Vale. As the shot is off for Marshman. 6 straight for Reynella. The Wineflies are doing a job here, and the Falcons on their home deck have got to wake up.
Yeah, well, as I said, we'll just expect some revival from Flaggies.
It'll come.
But we are probably at full strength right now.
You got about 6 or 7 out of the game. Yeah.
Sorry?
Sorry.
No, timekeeper's more than happy to share. Would you like the microphone? Got a comment?
No, we've still got 6 or 7 out with injury.
Yeah, 6 and 7 out,
Well,
he says,
yeah.
with injury for Flagstaff Hill.
So we're playing you at the right time.
Well, yeah, you only play with what's on the old, don't you?
Yeah.
A little bit of banter between our timekeepers. It's going to be a long afternoon for them if it continues this way. First 6 to Reynella, but last week, and of course the Flagstaff Hill timekeeper would have been there, kicked the first 4, and then from that moment on, they just fell apart, Flagstaff Hill. Ball up, right in front of me. Play's going to move on. Wrapped up and thrown to the ground. And now, a bit harsh from Patworth, came from behind, just shoved him into the turf. Umpire's called out a free kick for a throw. Patworth not too pleased about it. This is an opportunity for the Falcons. 23 and a half minutes gone in this first quarter. Chef De Bruyne inside 50. Umpire says no, you got to come over the mark, mate. And they're yelling out to mark 15 from Reynella. That's Jake Bull, who played his first A-grade game of the year against Flagstaff Hill early in the season. Watch out for him as Chef puts it to the side. It's not going to count, though, because the siren's gone. And it's a goalless first quarter for Flagstaff Hill. Just the one behind. Reynella lead by 35 points, 6 straight. And, Bill, is there anything else you'd like to share?
Only that all the clubs in the SFL need to make sure we keep supporting the SFL so we have a viable competition. And you guys who do the broadcasting, it's a pleasure to be supporting you as well. And more importantly, a strong Southern Footy League provides opportunity for a lot of kids throughout our district.
Well, thank you, Bill Threadgold there, the managing director of the agency there, the Air Diffusion agency there. Congratulations, good luck for you for Reynella. Thanks for joining me. And I think we'll take a break, says me to our cameraman Josh. You're on Filming Footy here, thanks to Dartfish. The quarter 2 action that is coming up in just a few moments' time.
Our name is derived from the Greek prefix, macro, large. From the day we were born, this has been a promise for the future. We have grown through dedication, sweat, self-denial, faithful to our mission of being on the side of those who put themselves on the line. Through our name, we celebrate the greatness of those who believe there are no obstacles higher than their dreams. The courage to get back up after falling. The obstinacy of believing until the end. These are the values embedded in our logo. The Macron Hero. It's a celebration of sacrifice and tenacity. Up until your personal victory. Until your arms are in the sky. Become your own hero.
Has he?
You're back here on Filming Footy. We got quarter two action, ready to rock and roll. Stanford Mitchell is in the centre square and centre circle, mind you. Second stanza set to be underway here. Mitchell, Stanford into the ruck. Umpire's thrown it up. Player's going to go. Flagstaff field goalless in that first quarter. So they need something to come in. And speaking of that, I'm joined by a man, Michael Haslam, who's the assistant coach for the under-17s, who I've umpired, mind you. So I'm sure you wouldn't recognise me, but you've seen me out there before. How have you seen the game go so far, from a Flagstaff perspective?
Well, not too well, unfortunately. Very slow start from Flaggies. We're struggling to get the ball inside 50 with any real purpose. Reynella's come to play. They're doing a fantastic job so far.
They certainly are, and that's almost a mark overhead. Play's going to move on. Papworth almost lost it, got the handball away just in time. Slant around, umpire puts the whistle away, and the ball's gone over the line here. Got some scores around the ground. Hallett Cove 6-4 to Ironbank 2-2 at the moment. So it's a 4-goal lead for Hallett Cove. And if they get that win, they have one hand on a top 5 spot. So how long have you been a part of the Flagstaff Hill Football Club, Michael?
Well, I played my first game here in 1986.
I was not born in 1986.
Yeah, been here for a long time. Played juniors here. Went away for a few years and played with my brother in the Adelaide Plains League for Roseworthy College, and then came back in 1996.
Free kick here, heading away at the Falcons. You'll like that, Michael. And now we're going to go back along the inner wing. Good mark there, cut off. And they're going to go across ground, the Wine Flies. This is marked here from Gordon. Gordon chipping ball. And again, we've got a mystery number here. I believe it is Samuel Nishki, who's changed from 25 to 27. So they always change their numbers in the Southern Football League. Handball's over top. They got a man. It's McGuinness who can get front spot, and he's got it. He came in from the side. You could see it coming a million miles away. And Lachlan McGuinness has taken the mark. 20 metres out, directly in front. Reynella are lining up for goal number 7. And I'll be honest, I don't think this is quite what you wanted to see, Michael.
No, wasn't expecting this.
Got any 4-letter words to share?
Not live to air, no. Bugger. That's a 6-letter
Bugger.
word.
McGuinness has kicked the goal as the first of the second quarter. All so far to Reynella. 7 goals straight to just a 1- score. 42-1, 41-point margin. It's getting out of hand, but talk me through the assistant coach role for Flagstaff Hill. What are your weekly duties?
Obviously help out with training during the week,
Yep.
and then on match day I look after the forward lines for the under 17.5s. Really enjoy that. We've got a young group this year, so it's we're learning every week and hopefully getting better every week and learning to play our game style.
And how's the 17 season going so far? You did go down today.
Yes, we did. We had a couple of key outs overnight. which didn't help us. But yeah, Reynella were far too strong today. Unfortunately, we're not going to make finals. But yeah, we have had a good season in terms of development of the young players. So looking forward to next year. Under 17.5 is a very tricky age group with first year, second year and third year players. We only have 2 third year players in our team this year, so we are quite a young side.
Any players do you think will be looking at senior football in the next 12 months, 18 months?
Yeah,
Couldn't play A grade.
Absolutely. We've got one of our under-17s from last year, young Utian Bowie, making his A-grade debut today, and Cameron Brown in the forward line also was part of our grand final side from last year as well. So, yeah, a lot of good juniors coming through the ranks, making their way to A-grade football.
So players going to move on. Brown, that man you just mentioned, jumps on the football. But they hold it in. The umpire says, well, he's on the wrong side to see, so he says I'll ball it up. 4.5 minutes into this first quarter. And I tell you what, Michael, you did want to have a bit of commentary. Do you want to take it over?
I'll have a crack here.
Go have a crack.
Darcy Mitchell in the ruck, gets the ball forward. Big pack forms. Renella's got the ball out the front and tied up by the young man to A-grade football, Cameron Brown. So another ball up in the centre square. Rucks go at it again. It's really tricky conditions out there, although there's not a lot of standing water. It is greasy and muddy as Reynella get the ball forward. Bit of a push out there. The umpire did see that, paid the free kick to Isaac McCormick from Flagstaff Hill. Inside defensive 50.
You're a natural, I tell you what. You'll be doing Friday night football in the AFL. No doubt about that as the kick comes back towards the inner wing. Mitchell and Stanford are underneath. Gets behind him to Aldridge. Hadn't seen a lot of it. Wildman's going to kick it inside 450. Bit of a slip from Beanham. Hadn't seen much himself. It's going to go all the way out there. Nichols will bring it back in. So as I said, 7 goals straight to Reynella. No goals yet for Flagstaff Hill, who really need to get on the board now. Chef's half held. In fact, definitely held from Patworth. Play's going to move on. Wildman will have to go in. Patworth comes out streaming through. And now Rosa. Quick kick along the ground, bouncing towards. Can they keep it in? They can. McGuinness does a really good job. Copley. Handball got past Stanford, and they'll work it forward to Davies. When he's fit, he's electric. There's a good mark by your man. Yui, they're calling him. What a name. So he's done a couple of good things that first quarter. Going to take it on too, bite it off. Really nicely worked to Patterson. Mark's taken in the centre of the ground. Handball backwards. Kick forward from Hayward Ferrers, and you've got to really look before you kick. And he just coughs that straight one up to Nishki. And that's a really tough challenge there. Front on contact, says the umpire. That's the correct decision against Patterson. And what's your association? You said you first got involved in 1989. Was a player, right?
86 as a junior, yes, under 14s back then.
Win any premierships?
Not in the juniors back then, no. So my only playing premiership was the 2007 C grade premiership. I coached that year and we won the premiership. And then I was the A grade runner from 2017 to 22, so I was involved with 5 of the A grade premierships there as well.
There you go. Fantastic when a club can not just be successful once, but over and over. It creates a good club atmosphere as a free kick's been pulled out towards Reynella.
And Aldridge has just come to the bench for Flagstaff, not looking good at all.
So Blake Aldridge yet to challenge the goal umpire. That's a big blow. I said he had to kick it probably 5 if there are a chance today, Flagstaff. Likewise for Delahunty, who's already on 3. And the shot's going to be off from 50 metres out from Marshman, who goes long. Does he have the journey? No, he doesn't. Touched on Malone from McCormick. Minor score there to Reynella. Their first behind of the entire day. 7.5 minutes into the second quarter. And talking about the club as a whole, Michael, is it strong in the next 5 years, 10 years?
Oh, absolutely. We've got a really good junior program here at the moment, from our Auskick through our sub-juniors. Our under-15s are travelling really well at the moment, and we expect our 17s to be really competitive again next season too, with the players that come through, and then obviously all the players getting a year older as well.
Yeah, Flagstaff Hill is certainly one of the more dominant teams. There's a few of them out there. 2 of them we're watching today as we're wrapped up there through Beanham. Going to have a ball up on the inner wing just by our cameraman Josh, who's enjoying his day out the football. Davies, quick kick, smothered. Likewise again from McGuinness. His handball does work. 3rd time's a charm. Lawley's handball works as well. Copley backwards. Now Woods, inside forward 50. McCormick front spot, played really well against Patworth. 8.5 minutes into this second quarter. Umpire calls play on, so he's got to move. And talk me through the 3 changes into the team today, Michael. What were the reasons behind all 3 of the players drop playing B grade?
I think Uten Bowie coming into the A grade and just forced his way in through his sheer form.
Yeah.
And then
So I'll tell you the ins and outs. So Carney, Kavoris and Hibbert all played in the reserves. As Marshman's going to have a shot. Think about that for a moment, Michael. Shots off again, almost exactly the same spot. This time he's got the journey, but he's pushed it to the right-hand side. Minus score for Reynella. So I'm surprised because Hibbert kicked 5 goals against Happy Valley only a few weeks ago.
He did, correct. But I think we like the look of Cameron Brown as our small forward up there.
Yep.
He's really quick and mobile. And Matty Walton is only available on a semi-regular basis due to his work. So anytime Matty Walton's not working with the police force, we're happy to have him.
Well, there you go. Lucky he's not carrying a gun out there today.
Probably needs to handcuff a few of these Reynella players to stop them winning so much ball.
Yeah, I tell you what, if it's like this at halftime, that's certainly a suggestion for the coach's box. Players can continue on. To double tap there, going to move her across. Couldn't get there first, Blake, but instead he wraps up Copley, and we're going to have a chuck in here. No, not chuck up, mind you, from our umpires. Ben Moss and Alex Garlick doing a terrific job so far as our field umpires. Stanford, he's only 22 years old, he's ginormous though. Beat him inside forward 50, could float all the way through. It's going to keep rolling, and right on the line, he's kicked it through. And finally, relief for the Falcons. It's their first goal, and who is it, Michael?
Ryan Mountford there, hacked that one off the ground, but that was a really good effort from Nathan Beanham from the ruck contest. Got some free space, ran to 50, pulled the trigger, and then, yeah, well done by Ryan Mountford to finish that off on the goal line.
Terrific jog for the Falcons, who finally get their first goal on the board. I tell you what, the timekeeper's box been a little frisky with it such one way, but a wry smile from our Flagstaff Hill timekeeper. Hopefully you can get more smiles for him. And we're going to wait before we can ball this up. Michael, you love your commentary. Want to have another crack at it?
No worries. Rucks go at it in the middle of the ground. And it stacks on the mill. That's not coming out anytime soon. The umpire's going to have to come in and do it all again. Boys go at it again. Oh, that's a good pick-up and handball to the Reynella player there. They've managed to get the ball forward inside 50, and that's Marshman, I think, with a good mark in front there. He's well within range. Surely he's having a shot.
And wow, a work experience kid from the coach.
Milo not really happy with the umpiring there, but that's a very good mark.
Hate to break it to you, Michael, you might have to call a Reynella goal.
Oh, I know, I'm going to. Marshman's a very good set shot, although it looks like he's pulled that one. Another behind to the Reynella.
He's kicked 3 behinds in a row, Marshman. Maybe you're the lucky
I'm staying here for the rest of the game then.
Staying here for the rest of the game if they can get on top of the Falcons. Aldridge is back on, which is nice to see, and looks to be running okay. So 1 goal, 7 so far. 12.5 minutes gone. Plays moved on to the inner wing. Mitchell contests that. Woods at the back, and now Aldridge lays a tackle. He's back in it. He's looking all right too, so I'd be glad to see him out there after just having a bit of a nervous worry on the bench. I know you were nervous, Michael.
He's a little proppy still, but he is back out there.
That's the main thing. Rosman waits before he tackles because he's got a teammate doing the hard work for him. We're going to ball it up, similar spot. That was Copley on the very, very bottom. Now, what's the toughest challenge as an assistant coach, Michael? Because, of course, in the under-17s, and that one's going to be turned over. That was a little silly. In the under-17s, you never know who's going to be able to rock up, which kids have got too much homework.
It's been a challenge this year with availabilities.
Yep.
We've got a few kids on our list who play college football as well. So we get them during school holidays, and then don't get them during during their school season. So that always poses challenges. And you're quite right. Homework, part-time jobs. The kids working at the local Maccas or the KFC, so they don't always get to training. And we've had to rely on the under-15s team to supply us a few players.
Yep.
Just to make the numbers up.
Nice move. Rosman decides not to kick, wants to handball, now decides to kick, but it's kicked it straight into a bunch of Reynella players. Look at them swarm. And we'll have a ball up because the man at the very bottom, that is Mackenzie Short, who hasn't missed an A-grade game since round 12. Been pretty good too. Played well a couple of weeks ago on this ground as well. Featured in the best players. And any players we should have an eye on, Michael, in this second half, which is upcoming?
Well, absolutely. We need... there he is right now with the ball. Our 300-game player, Bradley Patterson, really needs to start getting involved, getting his hands on the ball. Matty Walton with it now. We need some of that drive off half-back just to get us going forward. And hopefully Blake Aldridge is all right and can start taking some marks and kick a few goals for us.
And a couple of handcuffs too. That'll certainly help as the ball's been thrown back up. Stanford in the ruck work, Pathwork and Rosman. McCormick in the headband, going to kick it out. Aldridge half held by Carlisle and the mark's taken. No, umpire says someone was hold. It's a Reynella free kick, so it really could have gone the other way. It's against Aidan Carney, and Woods is going to have the kick forward. Bouncing ball, couldn't quite collect, was Wildman. And now he's just stripped of it. Play's going to move on. Walton, handball. And that's an athletic attempt by the Reynella player. Can't quite see who that is, but they chase him down. Handball again came, and look at him just burst his way through Walton. Umpire says, give it to me, right in front of the old scoreboard. I asked Bill Threadgold from Reynella Football Club this game earlier, as we just check our scores. 8 minutes to go. The Flagstaff field bench wants. I asked Bill Threadgold earlier this, Michael, what's your thoughts on the old scoreboard? Keep it? Ditch it? Do you like it?
We love the old scoreboard. It gave Gav something to do during the day. But as everything gets modernised, we're really happy with the new electronic one we've got as well. So, but of course, if the power goes out for whatever reason, we can always fire the old one back up and keep the punters up to date with the scores.
Well, the power hasn't really turned on so far for the Falcons, but they have got a goal on the board. In fact, it was the last goal from Ryan Mountford. So it'd be nice to finally see a bit of action heading the way of Flagstaff. He'll probably need 2 more before halftime, you would think, just to really put some confidence in them, Michael.
Good opportunity here too with the ball across half forward, centred up there to Wildman. Bradley Patterson getting involved. It's come out wide now. Chapman with a shot on goal, and that just snuck in for a point.
Unlucky for him. 7 minutes to go in this first half here. It's been a good day so far at Flagstaff Hill Oval. Just waiting for the Falcons to really turn on here on their home deck. And how have you seen the season so far for the A-grade team?
Oh, look, they started off fantastically well. Had some really good results. But yeah, the last month we've had some really challenging games. Came up against a very good Happy Valley side down there. And then, of course, last week, Port Noarlunga just could not miss. I think at one point, 17 goals won they were. And they really did a number on us in the tricky conditions down at Port Noarlunga. So
McCormick's got this free kick. Taking a look at the ladder, 24 points are on, as well as Happy Valley and Reynella. You're in the middle pack there, 67.77 percentage. You're 0.03% below Happy Valley, and you're just over 1% above Reynella. So it's extremely tight. You've got the bye next week, I believe, as the kick from Beanham has been put through.
Another one.
They needed that, the Falcons. Beanham's left foot snap gives them 2 in a row. You've got the bye next week. If you want to finish on top, this is a must-win.
It absolutely is a must-win. Yes, so boys are going to have to really turn it on for the rest of this quarter and into the second half.
Well, I said the Falcons need the next 2 before half-time. They've got one. They've got the last 2 of the match, 18 and a half minutes gone.
Should be another 6 or so minutes to go, so plenty of time for the Falcons to put another 1 or 2 on the board.
Any A-grade players that you feel need extra help at training? Do you want to put someone under the bus or anyone that's really good?
I don't help with the A-grade training, so it would be unfair for me to comment there.
As Brown goes inside forward.
There we go, back inside 50, free kick to Flagstaff. All right.
Finally, it's starting to go your way.
Could be
This is
2
Carney.
goals in 20 seconds here. Normally a reliable kick, straight in front, only 15 metres out.
Originally came from the Brighton Bombers, and why don't you call it, Michael?
And here he comes in. No problem with that whatsoever. All right, let's hope this gets the Flaggy boys up and about.
They're certainly coming. Aidan Carney's kicked the 3rd in a row for the Falcons, and finally they make their move on the Saturday afternoon. We'll keep you updated with all the games across the Southern Football League. We'll have scores between
5:40.
Ironbank and Hallett Cove. Hopefully we'll find out what's happening with Christie's Beach and Aldinga, plus Happy Valley and Morfett Vale. It's going to be a big finals campaign, Michael. Is there any tips you give to the players? Is there any sort of way, because of course Flagstaff Hill are featured in so many final campaigns, is there a way that your club goes about them?
Oh, look, I think we go about the finals exactly the same way we go about it through the minor round. So all the boys give everything they've got. We've still got a couple of players to come back into this team, which obviously will strengthen us and help us out. So, yeah, I think it's just business as usual.
You're always looking good. As we're going to have, why don't you take over the commentary at the moment while I speak to a very fancy person behind us, Michael, who may just want to have his moment on the mic.
No worries. So the ball on Reynella's half-forward flank here. Umpire throws it up. Rucks go at it. It's gone Flaggy's way. There's a handball out the side. The young debutant, Newton buoyed with a really nice kick forward. Mountford marks on half-forward. Delivers inside to Beanham, inside forward 50. Twisting, turning. Oh, that's a high tackle. But the umpire's pinged him for holding the ball. So right under the light tower, on the boundary, 50 metres out from the Flagstaff goal, but Reynella have it to relieve from defence. Just a post kick down the line there. Big pack of players form. Ball spoiled. And Stacks on the mill. Looks like the umpire's going to come in and throw it up on centre wing.
We've got a special guest coming up after half-time. Unfortunately, you'll be a little bit busy making sure that your Falcons keep their momentum. You're a lucky charm, I tell you, Michael, because 3 on the drop. It's really coming good for you as a holding the ball free kick has been called. Your commentary is beautiful as well. Normally when I interview a few people, they're a little shy to do the commentary. You walked in straight away, beer in hand, Carlton Draft. You were really looking forward to it. Carlton Dry, mind you. As the ball's been pushed over line, we'll have a boundary throw in here. 22 minutes gone, just a couple of minutes before half-time.
Still 3.5 to go. Plenty of time for Flagstaff to get 1, if not 2 more.
2 more. Well, I said they needed 2 more 2 goals ago, and they've certainly got that. So they should be going in with some confidence. There's a 25-point margin. As young Alfie, I spoke to this guy earlier in the game, now boundary umpire. First A-grade match for him. He was very, very nervous, asked me where the change rooms were.
He's doing a fantastic job.
He is. We love all our umpires, especially the young kids who come out to a big oval, big match. You know, they're double the height, the ruckman of the young boundary umpire. He was a little nervous, but excited as well. As we're going to have it's not a behind. Instead, we're going to have a kick back in from Jake Ball, who plays first A-grade game against Flagstaff Hill early in the year. Is there any players from this side that jump out of you ahead of finals, Michael, that you think can really have a big day in September?
I think the one for us is Darcy Mitchell. Love the way he goes about it in the ruck. just a competitive beast and plays well wherever we've got him, whether it's in the ruck or resting forward, or even if we've had to throw him back at some stages throughout the season. He just does a fantastic job. Represented Flagstaff Hill with the state country squad.
Yeah, he did.
Yes. So
a real prestigious honour, because not many players from the Southern Football League get that opportunity to have someone from Flagstaff Hill, no doubt, who have been terrific for so many years as they go forward now. Half held, but he's playing in front. It's a nice mark. Going to wait for Mountford to kick the first goal for Flagstaff Hill in the second quarter. Push it up towards the mixer, they call it. Aldridge is down there.
That's a great grab in front from Carney. He'll have his second shot within a few minutes from pretty much the same position. 15 metres out, directly in front. He didn't miss the last one. Surely he won't miss this one. This would be fantastic for Flagstaff going into half-time. They were 7 goals down. This could bring them back to within 3. There it is, straight through the middle.
Goal's been kicked by Carney. He's got the last 2. They'll kick the last 4 goals. Can you believe Flagstaff Hill? I spoke to Bill Threadgold in the first quarter, Michael, who said we want to keep pushing forward and forward as a club, as in Reynella, because Flagstaff can just turn around in an instant. That's what's happened.
Yeah, it's been a good fight back here. Should give the guys a lot of confidence and momentum going into half-time. I think we've got just over a minute to go. Still time for scores from either team.
So Delahunty kicked 3 in a row in that first quarter. Carney has the last 2. As we're going to have a free kick here heading the way of Reynella. Umpire didn't give a signal, but I believe it's probably for a hold. Play's going to move on, deep inside 50. And the leading man, Delahunty, came streaming out. Couldn't hold the mark. Everyone just sort of expected he would. Play's going to move on, and it stacks on.
Luke.
So got some scores around the ground. Aldinga 38 to Christie's Beach 31. So that's a bit surprising. So fantastic for Halico fans who are doing a number on Iron Bank as well. It was 6 goals to 2. I thank everyone who gives me scores around the grounds. Also have another one from Happy Valley. They are currently defeating Morpeth Vale 45 to just 1 singular point. Unlucky for the Emus as the ball bounces out of
bounds. 20 seconds left, so enough time for Reynella if they're good enough and quick enough to get it inside their 50. He's gone the short kick. They're still well away from goals. About 80 metres from goal here. Pumps it now inside. They're looking for a big mark. And there's a massive pack formed. Ball hits the deck. Lock it up. Let's get a stoppage. And there it is, half-time.
Half-time it is. We thank Michael Haslem for joining me. You've been a terrific sport. You've got your dry beer in hand. You've had a go at the commentary. You've done it all. So
Thank you very much for having me. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Good luck for your Falcons and your 17s for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
All right, you're on Filming Footy thanks to Dartfish. We'll go through our sponsors: ProBuild Australia, Domain & Co Real Estate, the Aussie Inn, the Christie's Beach Hotel, Dartfish and Archie's Footwear, and of course the Air Diffusion Australia, your one-stop trade centre for everything involving air conditioning, heating and ventilation. Halftime scores 4-2, 26 to 7-3, 45. Kicked the last 4 goals of that game, Flagstaff Hill. So they go into half-time with a bit of confidence. My name's Oliver Riddle. Got a special guest coming up in the third quarter. Again, you'll get to hear all the second half action right here on Filming Footy.
Footy analytics made simple. Improve your team performance with My Dartfish Live S. Quickly tag key games actions during or after the match. Replay moments from the match, frame by frame or in ultra slow motion. Access richer content, dive into detailed statistics and filter what matters most with ease. Create playlists to show problems or areas for improvement and share them to your team. My Dartfish Live S supports Aussie rules football coaches to optimise team performance.
Our name is derived from the Greek prefix macro, large. From the day we were born, this has been a promise for the future. We have grown through dedication, sweat, self-denial, faithful to our mission of being on the side of those who put themselves on the line. Through our name, we celebrate the greatness of those who believe there are no obstacles higher than their dreams. The courage to get back up after falling. The obstinacy of believing until the end. These are the values embedded in our logo. The Macron Hero. It's a celebration of sacrifice and tenacity. Up until your personal victory, until your arms are in the sky. Become your own hero.
a mud bath in there, especially in the middle.
You're here on Filming Footy. All thanks to Dartfish. Got lots of conversations happening behind me. Second half is about to commence. Flagstaff Hill has probably come out a little bit early, but it has some momentum. The last 4 goals in the match. So I suppose stay out here as long as you can to really try and keep that momentum. Got lots of people around me. Your timekeepers are set and ready to go. I'm joined by a very fancy guest, had a big in-depth conversation as well. That's going to continue. The Southern Football League president, Steve, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you for having me.
I tell you what, as the president, you've stepped up in the last 12 months after 3 years as the vice president. Have you noticed the difference?
Yeah, certainly. My phone just doesn't stop. And, just probably a lot more to deal with, definitely. Last year, obviously, I worked closely with Craig and he sort of gave me probably one hand on the rein.
Yeah.
So I sort of got a bit of a taste, but when you grab both, it's obviously a lot more full on.
It is full on. You've got a lot of good people around you, though.
Oh, for sure. Definitely, 100%. It's not just a one-man show. It's definitely a team environment from behalf of the Southern Football League. We all work together really well. Mm-hmm. And giving certain directors certain jobs and stuff like that's made my life a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah, of course. And I think the Southern Football League, compared to a lot of other leagues, as we were just speaking about at half-time, really, really strong.
Yeah. What's a bit probably unique about our league is you've got directors and like myself and the vice president that actually get around to our grounds quite a bit. Yep. And, not frightened to mix it with the locals.
Yeah, mix it with the locals. There's quite a few interesting characters across all the clubs.
Oh, certainly.
But they've all got a big following. Even if some of them who don't have massive junior levels or even A-grade levels, they've all got a big following, which is great. And they've been there for years too. Yeah,
definitely. And we look at it like we're here for the people.
Yeah.
As well as obviously running the league.
Got some scores around the grounds. Ironbank 26 to Hallett Cove 77. Happy Valley leading 55 to Morphett Vale, just 1 goal 8. Here's the big one though. Aldinga 38 leading by 6 points to Christie's Beach at half-time. That could certainly send some shivers down the spine of Saints fans who, essentially, they have to win this game. If Hallett Cove go 2 games up, with only 1 game to go, that's the final sealed right there. So, huge. And it's great to see Hallett Cove doing really well this year.
Oh, definitely, for sure. I've spoken to a couple of people and, I think if they picked up a couple of more people, they would be right up there in the mix. To be losing those games that they did by such small margins, they're just really knocking on the door.
You win half of them, they're easily into the top 4. That's how
correct,
close.
Correct. So now they're doing a fantastic job, and with that injection of Riley Holder's been phenomenal for the club.
Filming footy right here for the second half of Flagstaff Field, taking on Reynella, 2 big Southern Football League clubs. Stanford handballs along to McGuinness. Inside forward 50, but coming back was McCormick, who's kept his spot after coming back into the team last week. Done well so far. Play's going to move on. The Falcons with Jeffries. Hadn't spoken about his name much. Same with Aldridge on the outer wing. In front of the old scoreboard, I've asked the last 2 guests about old scoreboards. A lot of grounds have them, Steve. What are your thoughts on them?
Oh, they're part of history, So I know some of our clubs are obviously looking at licensing and setting them up as bars.
Oh, bars, there you go.
Yeah, around the ground. So that would be fantastic to see. And, Life Members Days and stuff like that. That's a big part of, football and that sort of thing.
Mark in the centre of the ground here from Damon Arnold. Kick inside forward 50. Leading man in the back. Got there too. You could see it coming. He was leaning in that direction, Gordon, who started the year in the reserves and after a round 3 promotion hasn't missed a game, and his snap is good. The Wine Flyers would like that. First of the second half, they cut a run of 4 goals to Flagstaff Hill. And this game has been up and down, Steve, the whole way through.
Oh, certainly. Obviously that launch of attack that Falcons put forward But yeah, obviously coming out after the break, Reinella's responded quickly.
Yeah, it's been good to watch an up and back game, and for a second there, first 7 goals, I thought, oh dear, this could be a hiding, another one. But they've come back strong. It's a 4-goal margin right now, 4-goal one in fact, as our umpires have done a terrific job today, throw the ball back up into the air. Mitchell, Stanford, both doing the ruck work. Lots of players around it. Handball comes out, but it's intercepted. Mitchell, in fact, gets the kick forward. Bouncing football. Gets to the back of the pack. Carlisle wraps him up, and we're going to have a ball up about 50 metres outside Flagstaff Hills goals. 2 minutes into this third quarter, and you've been vice president for 3 years, president now.
Yes.
How do you see the league moving forward in the next decade?
Oh, that's a good question. Obviously, growth and stuff like that, I guess, would be something that we would be sort of looking at. It's funny you say that. Just on Monday night, we've actually got a vote for Great Southern Women's to look at coming into our competition.
Right. So women's teams to join now.
Yeah, from Great Southern.
Yep, and of course Blackwood is another one that plays in our women's.
Yeah. So we've got Blackwood, and then we've also got Sunday under 13s. We've got McLaren.
Yep.
Outside our competition. So, you know, I guess by having these clubs come into our competition,
not going to count.
You just never know that one day one of those clubs may want to jump on board.
And you've done that in the last few years, having Ironbank join the competition. There's been a lot of, in the last 50 years, there's been a lot of movement between clubs, which happens at community level. But it's good to change things up, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, like, as I've said to our clubs and members and everything like that around the place, our first line of the Constitution is, as a league, we're here to give anybody the opportunity to play football.
Exactly
in the southern region, and even if that means outside of our competition.
Umpire's got the ball here. We're going to chug it back up and into play. Wildman doing the ruck work with Mitchell. Play's going to move on. Little hip and shoulder. Didn't really connect though. And now he gets the handball. All the way back to Patterson. Needs more of it. Tripped. Fell over. Got the handball just in time. Bouncing ball all the way out wider. Moves it on from ball. Well, that wasn't a great open to Arnold. Inside forward 50. Nichols has got to chase it. He waits for his teammate to grab it. Whitaker had it, lost it, and right underneath that pack there. May come out. Does so. So play's going to move on. And sort of collect him a little higher was Patterson. Flagstaff have the possession. Rosman can pick it up. Sort of manhandled there from his opponent. And now Blake's one around. Umpire calls play on. Lots happening. And it finally comes out. The game's going to keep on going. I've got to take a breath here. So much is happening. And we'll finally have a ball up, I believe. We certainly do. And it kept on going and going and going. And these two teams, Steve, have been so good over the last decade.
Oh, certainly. And, both these sides, you can never count them out. You know, they could be down and can always work their way back into a game, for sure.
Yeah, they certainly can. And I don't want to ask you for a premiership tip, but is there any team that you're sort of thinking, they could well do it?
Well, I'm not a gambling man.
All right.
And the way the competition is at the moment, it could be anybody's game, really.
Yeah, you've got Port Lunga, you've got these two sides.
Yep, Happy Valley.
And if Cove get into the finals, how close they've come so far, no reason why they can't win a couple.
Oh, that's for sure. I think Cove could actually shake up a few teams.
Woods kicks it forward. Mike's taking it on the outer wing. And he just spots up Reed, who's been a little quiet. Umpire says chop of arms. Good decision. It's up against Mountford there. Reed's going to take off too. Cameron's got to follow. Mark's taken. So Reynella just struggling to get it out of defensive 50 here, and they push it to the line, and it's gone over too. Flagstaff get a free kick.
Fantastic to see the young fella doing boundary.
Yeah, I spoke to him. He actually asked me where the umpire rooms were. He was very nervous too. But good to see the young guys get a gig.
Oh, certainly.
Walton into Chef. Wanted to go left, then went right. Bumped as he kicked. Aldridge is the target. Ball's right over. We'll have a boundary throw in from young Alfie. And I suppose, Steve, was there any club that you supported before you became president where now you must be neutral?
Well, all of us came from clubs. So, yeah, I was at Happy Valley.
Happy Valley, man?
Too. Yep. Ran the club down there for a while and did all the jobs around football that you do. So, yeah,
managed to work yourself up.
Life member there as well.
Life member, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you go, big grin on your face. You're happy about that. And how long do you think...
Obviously, coming on to the board, as I said to everybody, I'm now neutral.
Yep.
So there's never any favouritism or anything like that.
I'm sure you're telling the truth. Which is, it's interesting because from my perspective, there's so many different people and voices on the board. And as you said, they all come a different club. But I've never thought at once there was any decision or anything that favoured one.
No.
I feel like it's all very neutral, which is great to see as Chaplin's going to take a free kick here directly in front of goal, thanks to the umpiring. Good decision, mind you. It wasn't negative. And Chaplin's... Well, he's an interesting player, Jack Chaplin. He made his A-grade debut in round 5 last year, facing Iron Bank. Still in the team today, so... It's great that these younger guys can really come up, Steve. It's because there's so many juniors that are pushing and pushing and pushing. Some get through. We'll speak about that in a moment. As Chaplin from 30 metres out, very, very slight angle. Falcons need it, and the Falcons have got it. Chaplin makes his mark. It's their first goal of the half. They are 5-2-26 to 8-3-51. 8.5 minutes gone. And the Southern Football League juniors are always so strong.
Yeah, for me personally, I love seeing these kids going up through the ranks and get to that point of playing O-grade football, and some of them even taking it further.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Sandford AFL talent that's come through as well.
Oh, certainly. When you look over the years at some of the fantastic footballers that we've produced that are even to this day playing AFL at the moment.
Player's going to move on. Rosman, umpire's throwing it back up. We are on the way. And Chef is tackled. Going to have a ball up here. 65 from home for the Falcons. Big goal from Chaplin there. Stanford, Mitchell. And now Copley can get away with it. Done some good stuff today. Bouncing ball. Handball suited. The Reynella player Stone, and he's just wrapped up along that outer wing. You were explaining at halftime how busy your day today has been. Talk us through it.
Yeah, obviously I work still, and plenty of phone calls, evening phone calls. The phone
happens.
just doesn't stop. But then it's interesting because some days you get nothing. But then other days you might get hammered. So it just depends, I guess, what's happening around the place.
Kirk let Delahunty get to the front there. Ball may come out, or he's done a pretty good job to keep it in. Now it comes out. Walton is wrapped up there, and Kirk was lucky because Delahunty got front spot there when Kirk initially had it. Sitting on a 19-point margin back into the teens. Fantastic there. Our timekeeper from Flagstaff Hill likes the look of that. Player's going to move on, although maybe the Reynella man will like it more because they are in front. We've been wrapped up there and have a ball up. And I also want to speak about our umpires because I do a bit of junior umpiring as well, and there is so many, and it just grows year on year.
Yeah, and that probably stems from our minis umpires. Like Mark Jensen does a fantastic job, and we've got that many minis ones, and we're sort of slowly pushing them up into junior football and try to keep them around as much as we can.
Yeah,
and I guess it's important, from our point of view, is when it comes to behaviours and stuff like that. We want to look after these young umpires and make sure that they feel safe and they want to be there for a long time.
Yeah, exactly right. And the fact that our umpires get used for the Great Southern as well just shows how many we've got. there is a huge list.
Yes, definitely. And now KI as well.
Yeah, that's true. I did see a couple of umpires got the gig at Kangaroo Island. It's a fair trip over there along the barrage that goes across.
Yes, and they've got a good setup there. They've got a place where they can obviously stay overnight, and really good setup. Yeah, for sure.
Fist came, that was nicely worked by Jeffries. Right on the win here, he's got to keep moving. Flagstaff do back. Oh, a bit of a fumble there. Not a great opportunity for Nash, and we're going to have a ball up directly opposite our cameraman Josh, who's done a good job today in the Falcons coaching box.
And while we're talking about umpires, I really want to, I guess, put it out there to them. Like this weekend, we've got 17 umpires missing, so there's so many double ups and stuff like that. So that's well appreciated.
Yeah, it's hard work around, I'll tell you that. I'm sure it's just as hard for the players, though. Well, goal umpires, I feel their legs aren't so tired as maybe the other ones.
That's for sure.
Marshman, inside forward 50. Kirk and Delahunty at the back. Double grabber, he's got to just push Kirk underneath the ball quite nicely and be lined up for goal number 4, which is fantastic for him. And he's been a great asset for Reynella this year.
Oh, certainly. Most games he seems to have to really rest his legs after kicking a bag load.
Yeah, he's kicked 17 goals the past 2 matches. It's a 4 today. And the umpire nods his head because it's gone through. Delahunty's kicked the goal. It's number 9 for Reynella. And it's the second goal for this quarter. 1 for Chaplin for Flagstaff Hill as well. And talk to me, Steve, about the female ranks. How's that really grown in the last 10 years? So you've got a couple of teams coming from different leagues.
Yeah, and that I guess just shows how strong our female program is. Mm-hmm. While we're talking about that, like Reynella, for instance, their female program's just really, really strong. At the moment, they're obviously top of the ladder in all the female grades. And hats off to them. Like they've obviously found the right people, that sort of thing, and they're all working together for the same reasons and whatnot. And got a fantastic program going at the moment. And obviously, other clubs are doing the same thing.
Yep.
They obviously come to mind because they're on the top of the ladder. But Aldinga's got a fantastic program down there. All our clubs are doing really well with the female programs. Whereas, some clubs, not in our backyard, but in other leagues, probably may not have put as much work in and stuff like that. But yeah, as I said before, having Great Southern thinking about coming into our competition, just goes to show that we've got a pretty reasonable competition down here in Southern.
Mitchell's taken his mark in the pocket. It was nice work from Beanham. And if a man needs to step up for Flagstaff Field, it is Darcy Mitchell, who's featured in the best players 10 times in the last year.
And just while he gets ready for this kick, it's also great to see Blackwood, the under-14 girls, look like they'll be playing finals in our competition, which is fantastic.
Mitchell, line up, could banana it, could check side, and steady drop punts. And that one's pretty good. Falcons will celebrate there. Beanham and Mitchell combined. They get their second goal of the quarter 2, and they cut the margin back by 6 points. And this game, the Falcons just won't go away.
No, they definitely don't. They never do. They just keep fighting right to the end.
What does finals look like for the Southern Football League? How much extra effort goes into it? What have you organised so far?
Oh, well, yeah, there's obviously organising who's of the directors are working at what gates.
Yep.
Obviously the grounds, making sure everything's working well. Obviously for the club side of things, they've got a lot to do.
Yep.
In preparation for hosting a final, stuff like that. So yeah, it is a big event for everybody.
As they get
Working
into
into
each other here
finals.
along the boundary. Got to be very careful because there's a giant gutter next to him. A little bit of pushing and shoving, nothing too specific going on. There was a red card for a melee in the B grade game as well, Steve.
Oh, right.
May come across your desk.
Yes, I'm sure it will.
Ball's going to get thrown back into play. We've got our ruckman underneath it. Nishki doing it. And Carney. So both second-hand rucks working hard. The Aiden Carney variety because Mason played in the twos today. And that ball is being pushed over the line. Going to have another throw-in. A lot of Reynella fans down there too. Anything else you'd like to add, Steve? Something I haven't mentioned about the league?
So obviously for me, this year's just flown like it's nuts. It's gone so fast. I didn't think it'd go this quick. Obviously, been so busy. So I guess obviously with the A grade men during the season, we've had some injuries. Ruling a few guys out for a few games, but those guys have come back right at the right time.
Yeah.
Leading into finals.
Especially Reynella.
Yeah, certainly.
Good mark.
And even Port Noarlunga.
Yeah.
Yeah, key players missing and stuff like that. But like I said, coming back at the right time. I guess a club as a whole, Happy Valley, seem to be on top of their game with seeing their C grade undefeated, B grade undefeated, and obviously right at the moment A grade sitting on top. So they're obviously reaping the benefits of those juniors that they've had for a long time, a lot like Flagstaff Hill has done in the past.
Yeah, all the clubs, when you've got players in every single grade, you're bound to get stronger and stronger as they go up.
Yeah, certainly.
It's the juniors that make these leagues.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And it's a matter of just the clubs keeping their juniors and making those guys want to stay around forever. And like I say, it's a testament to Flagstaff Hill, what they've done over the years.
Whitaker across to the right-hand side, now on the outer wing. Woods has taken the mark, got pushed as he marked it. Umpires are yet to pay a 25 today, and that will remain the case. Probably the right call there.
So, Port Noarlunga's obviously last week showed us that using Zach Sproul in other positions can obviously be a strong force.
Well, Phil and I were there, and it shocked us. It really surprised us. We were getting ready for a Kirk-Sproul matchup. I think Kirk was as well. And he was like, hang on, am I at the right end of the ground?
I know. I watched some of that stream, and I was like, wow, okay. Well, and it obviously worked for him.
It certainly did, as Brown's kick has helped him push it forward here. Falcons, good ball movement. They got a runner out wide. It's Blake. He's got to keep going, sort of holding Whitaker. In fact, he's given away a free kick. And in the end, it was a silly decision, a 1-on-2, but he was in front. And now Woods can take it outside 50 into the hands of Marshman. Good to see him back.
Yeah, definitely. He obviously adds a fair bit to the team, that's for sure. It was a pity not to be able to have him in the country champs.
Stone, who's done all right so far at A-grade level this year. Well, that wasn't his best effort. Going to chuck it in front of the scoreboard, which reads 6-2-38. And they are behind Reynella, 9-3-57. We're into time on here in the Premiership quarter, as they say. I'm going to be joined by the Reynella president. Fingers crossed. Normally I don't like to give away my interviews in case they don't actually come. But is there any questions you'd like me to ask them about the club? Steve, any questions you'd like me to ask the Reynella president? We've got to think about that one for a moment.
I normally know what's going on with him.
Yeah, well, he's a colourful character from the moment I've met him.
Yeah, certainly. And I guess for Reynella, they obviously did a fantastic job doing the association game.
Yeah, they did.
Obviously, the middle of the square probably hasn't recovered.
No, it hasn't recovered.
But no, they did a fantastic job of that association weekend.
Ball's been kicked out towards the outer wing, and he's just chased down Arnold. And it's our man on debut. He's done a terrific job so far. when he's collected the ball. They call him Ewing. He's quite an interesting character from what I hear. And it's just been format. Michael says it's pushed him forward into the A-grade team, and the marks taken from Davies. Hadn't had enough of it from a Reynella perspective. He's coming back from injury the last few weeks, though. And Kirk front spot, nicely read. It's probably his best moment of the day, Bradley Kirk, who's done all right, been a stone wall down there for Reynella for so many years. And Short's going to have it back in the goal square. Umpire's going to call play on. And he needs Alexa just kick it long towards the pack, which emerges underneath. Flyer went from Mountford. He's played a couple of A-grade games in a row now. Quick kick, touch play on, says the umpire. So Niski's got to move and got to move fast. Lawley inside 50, just over the head of Arnold, had a big piece of it. Got to get back there, Delahunty. Kirk's on top of him and he holds it in. And it's been called holding the ball there, which is surprising too. Kirk will claim it, but I'm not sure about that as McCormick takes the mark. Now, of course, I'd like to thank our major sponsors, Pro Build Australia, Domain & Co Real Estate, the Aussie Inn and the Christie's Beach Hotel, plus Dartfish and Archie's Footwear. And our special sponsor this week, Air Diffusion Australia. We spoke to Bill Threadgold, a big Reynella man in the first quarter. Loved having him on. And they're your one-stop trade centre for everything involving air conditioning, heating and ventilation. Talk to me about the specific vice presidents, the people that work hard behind you, and what exactly their roles are. Give me a bit of a mention, Steve, because they work hard.
Obviously, Kevin Beard, vice president. He is like my right-hand man. So going into this year, I decided to probably give our directors some portfolios.
Yep.
So Mark Jensen looks after anything umpire related.
Yep.
Which he's doing. All our directors do such a fantastic job. Kaz Blake, she's now looking after the part of the female program. And I think giving the directors these roles and stuff like that, they just probably feel a bit more empowered.
Yeah.
Just under one.
And it's a huge goal there from Johnson. And he advertised it in June, rated Johnson as the 24th best player in the competition too. Lots of Flagstaff and Reynella players in that list as well, including Mitchell, Aldridge, the list goes on and on and on. Dylan McCormick as well. Big goal there, 7-2-44 to 9-3-57. 24 minutes gone. Any other names, Steve?
Yeah, certainly. They obviously Mark McKay for his tireless work of he looks after so many departments, and we're obviously trying to take some of the load off of him. But the programming he does, it's just phenomenal. Everyone on board just has their jobs that they look after, and like I say, I'm blessed to have such a good team, to be honest. And obviously there's Rose that she my wife reckons I speak to her more than which is quite funny.
Mark's been taken here from Mountford. This is a big opportunity for 2 quick goals in a row. So Darcy Mitchell kicked a goal a while ago. Johnson then responded just before. It'll actually be for 3 in a row if this goal can go through. Huge moment in the game. So we'll focus on the football. The siren blows. Amazing opportunity. Ryan Mountford, 40 metres out, has to go in for a Falcon perspective. He's kicked a goal and they'll get around him. It's 3/4 time. Aldridge in front of me is limping. How big of a moment was that, Steve?
Oh, amazing. Like, look at the score now. Like, it's tightened right up.
It certainly has tightened up.
So
we'll
we're
get
going
that
into
score in
a
minute.
thrilling last quarter, that's for sure.
It's going to be a massive night. Thank you for coming on. It's been a pleasure to have the president. 8-2-50 to 9-3-57. This one's going down to the wire. Really good comeback here after conceding the first 7 goals of the match. They've kicked 8 out of the last 10. So Reynella, they have a bit of work to do. The momentum is with the Falcons. Steve, thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Ollie.
Pleasure to have you. You're here on Filming Footy. We'll take a break now at 3/4 time. Josh is on camera. We're set to go. The crowd is getting interested in that. That was Michael Haslam there screaming at the timekeeper's box. You're watching Filming Footy. That's all thanks to Dartfish.
Our name is derived from the Greek prefix, macro, large. From the day we were born, this has been a promise for the future. We have grown through dedication, sweat, self-denial, faithful to our mission of being on the side of those who put themselves on the line. Through our name, we celebrate the greatness of those who believe there are no obstacles higher than their dreams. The courage to get back up after falling. The obstinacy of believing until the end. These are the values embedded in our logo. The Macron Hero. It's a celebration of sacrifice and tenacity. Up until your personal victory. Until your arms are in the sky. Become your own hero.
You're back. Thanks to Dartfish on Filming Footy. It's 3/4 time as the players, well, their packs, their scrimmages, they immerse from them and they're set and ready to fire to go again in this final quarter. The scores are 8-2-50 to 9-3-57. For this last quarter, I'm joined by a very special guest. I'm not going to pronounce his last name because I have had a bit of problem with it. I'll hand it over to the Reynella president. How do you say your name?
Interval.
Interthon. This Interthon is really, really tricky. He's acting like it's just a normal last name. This is not a normal last name. What's your heritage?
I was born in Laos. Came here when I was 2 years old, so yes.
Isn't that amazing? Have you heard of football before coming to Australia?
No. So I actually didn't like football. My wife actually got me involved in footy. So, when I met my wife, it's if I didn't like football, she would have left me.
Oh, well, fair. There you go. High free kick out of the middle to begin this match. Umpires Alex Garlick and Ben Moss have done a really good job today. Pushed out wider. Marshman was the target. Go over the head of him. I'm just going to hold it up there from a Falcons perspective. How have you seen the game so far?
Look, it's always going to be a struggle for us. We've got a great side, however, Flagstaff Hill is always going to come back strong, so it's always going to be a tough game.
Well, you raced out to blocks, first 7.
Yes, so we did, which gave us a good lead. However, you know, Flagstaff Hill is always going to be strong at the last quarter and also the last half. And I've always said to the boys, you know, it's don't count your chickens before actually the siren sound. So
Copley wasn't paid holding the ball, just got foot to ball there. And I'd like to thank some league sponsors: Sports Centre, the PW Collection, Dartfish, and Ufin. Sling tackle's been option here from the umpire. The correct call was McGuinness, who kicked the very first goal of the season for Reynella. Is going to put it into the hot spot. McCormick at the front, go over to his head. Potter's there, and we're going to chuck it back in. And as you were saying, Sis?
Look, yeah, so we've got about 500 odd players. So we've got a good junior side, filling up our senior side. So all the teams, the 12 teams, we've got probably about 11 teams playing in the final series, so including the girls, so which is quite good. We've got a yellow card there. Oh, Delahunty's got a yellow card.
So just for a little bit of a fight there on the goal line. So Delahunty's going to have to spend 10 minutes off the ground, which could be a big blow for the Wine Flyers. And as a president, what is your day-to-day duties? Talk us through it.
Look, it probably starts. I try to take the Wednesdays off, but it's Mondays to Fridays is always at the club, trying to actually organise a couple of things.
The 25 for back chat there as well. So Flagstaff Hill, we're going to take it. It's a pretty short 25, mind you. This is Mitchell. Very busy being the president, so I hear. Is there any... How long have you been the president for, mind you?
This is my 5th year as president. So I've been in the club involved for about 18 years. I started off with the minis and then joining to the junior program and running the junior program, and then decided to become president about 5 years ago after Dave Denyer.
Mitchell out in the full, gives McGuinness another crack. Potter underneath it. We do have scores around the ground. The big game we're paying attention to, at halftime, it was a 6-point lead to Aldinga against Christie's Beach. If the Saints drop that, finals are done for Christie's Beach. Currently, it is a 16-point margin to the Saints at 3/4 time. Kirk underneath that. Maybe they're playing with the win. And look at that shot right from the corner. Yes. Has it gone through? It has. Unbelievable from Jake Ball. It's his first goal of the match, and literally from the point post, he's managed to squeeze it in. That's unbelievable, Seth.
Yes, Jack Ball, came late for us. He wasn't actually going to play football this year, and he's actually decided to come back, which is awesome.
Yeah, he's been, I think today, and I've mentioned it before, this is probably the strongest Reynella list I've seen all year.
Look, it has. We've still got a couple of players out. Do you know what? It has been a great side. We've got a lot of injuries in the past, but we've got a few players still out. But should be a good final series.
Scores around the ground: Ironbag 7-3-45 to Hallett Cove 16-6, 102. Big percentage boost just when they need it too. As Reynella goes back inside 50 through Gordon. Players going to emerge pathwork and he get the handball over. Big opportunity coming. In the end, the Falcons, although may cough it up. They do. Players going to move on though. Very fortunate it wasn't the mark. Handball came backwards and maybe a little high. Umpire says yes. Could have ducked. Was it high? Bit of 50-50. I know what you're going to say, sis. I believe Davies is going to have this shot.
Yes, our captain. So captain for a couple of years now, which is a true leader of the club.
Spent a lot of time on the injury list though.
Yes.
But I feel if you can get him back playing well for finals, it's just a golden opportunity for you.
Yes, that is right. So he's had about 5 or 6 weeks off due to his knee, but he's in form now. So hopefully he'll be in form for the final series as well. So he should kick this
for 2 in a row. Reynella need it. No. And it's been pushed to the left-hand side. So Bull got a remarkable goal. Davies has missed that, though, and he's 8-2-50 to 10-3-63. 5 minutes into his final quarter. What are your expectations ahead of finals, sis?
Look, it's we've never done two in a row, so we've always had a gap year. So hopefully this year's our year for our A's, B's, and C's. So we've got a good side. First year in a while, we've actually had a good number of players spread out between A's, B's, and C's. So it's could be a great final series, especially the A grade girls as well, and the women's program.
Taking our defence here through Walton. Back into the side today. Goes long. Look at the barrel. Got above. Past the centre circle, which is amazing. Beaning. Now Patterson. Brown's going to move it on. He was caught. Umpire says play on. I think it should have been ball. Pushed out wider. Bouncing along the line. Could beat them. Can McGuinness keep it in? No, he can't. That went at least 70 metres. Tell you what, it'd take me 4 kicks to get to that. That was amazing from Walter, and 6 minutes into this quarter. And what's the toughest challenge as a president for a club?
Look, toughest challenge would probably be volunteers. Massive club, but volunteers are probably makes the club run. So asking volunteers to actually volunteer every single week, so it's a big ask for our volunteers.
And if someone does want to volunteer for Reynella, how do they get in touch with you?
Look, we've got let's say a chain of command.
Yep.
There is our coordinators, team managers, football director. So everyone's got their role, and obviously our coordinators manage the volunteers. So we've got a minis coordinator, we've got a junior boys coordinator, a senior women's coordinator, as well as a head coordinator. That manages the club for me. So we've got a fair good a volunteer program. But
a lot of people around you.
Yeah, we do.
Players going to move on. Handball came out. Crowd wanted ball. In the end, it's Rosman who's a flying kick forward. Played well today. Good mark from Mitchell. Being potentially their best. Could have been 25 metres. Wasn't. Now he's wrapped up. Handball just in time to Chef. The umpire has paid a throw. This is the second non-directing umpire who's paid a throw there. I'm not sure about it. He certainly had a better view. And again, sis, I think I know your opinion of that. This is Woods. So, this is Woods who's gone forwards. Just past McCormick. Mark's been taken. It's been claimed all right. This is Marshman. He's going to have a crack. He's kicked a couple of points from this spot, which I think will make him more eager to try and kick a goal from there too. Yes. Just if he can prove himself. 14-point margin so far.
So Marsh's come from a hand injury, so he's in form now. He's very, very fit. It's probably the first time I've actually seen him quite slim and lean there.
3/4 time margin, 99 points to Happy Valley against the Emus. Kick is off. Yes. They scream. Sister's happy. Everyone from Renella's happy. They kicked the first 2 of this last quarter. You've been in front all day. In fact, you've been in front for the entire day. Flagstaff, not yet. The worm is one-sided. But the game has sort of been, it's very up and down, very momentum-like.
It is. And like I said, Flagstaff is a great side. They'll come back hitting and screaming, but do you know what? At the end of the day, we just need to keep composed and disciplined.
Now, you've got a vacant coaching position at the end of this season.
We do.
I have asked around. There's plenty of people that's putting their hand up. Unfortunately, Ken Hinkley has signed on with Tasmania. What about John Longmire? Would you take him?
Look, we have advertised. Look, it's that's up to the football director's role. So he's taking charge of the interviews. So I'll leave it up to him.
I'm sure you'll get someone fantastic. Milo's been incredible for your club, hasn't he?
He has been. 7 years as a coach. 3 years as an assistant coach and 4 years as a head coach. So he's been great for the club.
Good mark there. Both holding. Aldridge was clever enough to take that mark on the right-hand side of his body, who's been quiet today. I'm looking down at the goal-scoring sheet. I cannot believe his name isn't written there. It's incredible. At the moment, he leads all comers at Flagstaff, who with 61 from 15. Samuel Smith, 21 from 11 games. Delahunty's been terrific for you. We'll get to him in a moment. But this is a big opportunity, Blake Aldridge. Right on the 50-metre arc. Almost has to go through from a Falcon perspective. He's flushed it all right. Look at that. It sails through. He screams, he swears at the crowd. They'll love that. Aldridge has kicked a huge goal. Hasn't been his day. It certainly was his moment. So you get a bit nervous now, sis.
Look.
20 points.
Yes. I'm always nervous. Like I said, it's until the siren sounds.
Now, talk me through Delahunty. He made the move from West Adelaide back down to Reynella.
Yes.
He's not a Reynella man.
No, he's not. So
he certainly is now, though.
He is, 100%. So he's part of the Reynella family, the Wine family now. So he's very, very good friends with several of our players, and they talked him down to the Wineflies, and his parents are amazing as well, from Victoria, and they've actually come down several times to watch him play. So he's part of the family now.
Mouthford takes on 2, goal side. Shot is off to the right-hand side. Big opportunity for him. Kicked the goal on 3/4 time, which was so influential for the Falcons. That right there would have equalled it. 10 minutes gone. It is currently a 13-point margin. So within 3 goals. Goal umpires are chatting here. I was trying to get the football back, mind you. It's gone over the side of the playground. For a second, I thought they were going to overturn it.
We're not the AFL here.
No. You're right. The rules tend to be better umpired at a local level, mind you, and junior levels. I'd like to thank some of our major sponsors as the kick comes back in through Rosa, Pro Build Australia, Domain & Co Real Estate, the Aussie Inn, the Christie's Beach Hotel, Dartfish, Archie's Footwear, and Air Diffusion Australia, your one-stop trade centre for everything you need involving air conditioning, heating and installation. As Marshman's going to have a free kick here. He wants it, he's going to get it. Right along the outer wing. Chipping ball forward, nicely taken. This is Lucas Gordon, who started the year in the reserves, and he's come good. Since round 3, has not missed a game.
Yeah, he's one of our junior program, started the mini, so he's actually, it's great to see the junior program working for us, and also the mini program as well. So he started when we were under 8s. Through to seniors now.
And it's these juniors that make clubs.
Yes. We've got a very, very good minis program, and half of these sides here started in under 8s, and we still have them, so which is awesome.
Aldridge has got to chase this. Boundary line might win. It does. It's going to be a Reynella free kick, but a positive for the Falcons is the ball is on the other end. And I've asked this to everyone so far, who've all been very positive of old scoreboards, keeping them. They love an old scoreboard, even if it doesn't get used. What do you think?
100%. I'm back of that. So we've got an old scoreboard. We're going to actually make it into a past plays bar in the future. So, but yeah, we've got a digital scoreboard now. But yeah, so in the future, it'll be a past plays.
So ball's right in front of us, Sis, here in the timekeeper's box. We'll get their thoughts after the match to see what they think about what just occurred. And Carney's got a handball worked out nicely. Rosman's going to lay the tackle on Potter, and the umpire will come in and we'll chuck it back up here, just 15 metres away from us. Anything you'd else like to say, Sis, about your football club? Blood rule. Mitchell's going to go off, so this is a big loss for the Falcons. Nope, he's staying on. Anything, Sis?
Sorry, what was the question? I was just...
Anything you'd like to mention about your football club I haven't brought up as the tackle's laid and Chef's got to go. Patworth, good holding the ball there.
Yeah, so look, sponsors side of it, we've got a very, very good a sponsorship program. Just want to say thank you to our major sponsors, Air Division Australia, as well as Wayne Phillips Ford, as well as Pro Build Australia as well. So a couple of major sponsors we actually have. So this year we had many, many sponsors that made a massive role in the club.
Sponsors certainly make clubs, they make leagues, they make our broadcast here very important. That's why we had Bill Threadgold on, who's the Managing Director of Air Diffusion Australia. Reynella man, of course.
He is. He's been involved with the club for over 30 odd years, and a major sponsor of the club as well. So it's great to actually have him on board and still have him on board.
Probably the best game I've seen of Isaac McCormick today, who's been really good in defence, came in back into the team last week, held his spot, played even better. Johnson's taken the mark, always a handy contributor. Right along that far side of the ground, out of win football, in defensive 50 for the Falcons. He's going to go across goal. The timekeeper was a little bit nervous about that. Kirk's going to play on. He's got every right to be nervous. Wildman, that was in. It was in. Sis, not so sure, but I thought it was in. He's going to play on Wildman. Directly in front of us now. Pack emerges, gets all the way past them.
Wits.
Handball came from Whitaker. Copley right on the line. And from behind, almost a good attempt, comes Arnold. He's been a good pickup. And now Marshman's kick, and that is wide, to tell you the truth. But it's still in play. I thought it was out in the full. Copley's taken the mark. He's been terrific this season. Is it? No, it's Delahunty.
He came back on. So it's been 10 minutes already.
Last 10 minutes, the game's going to move on. Delahunty's kicked 4 already. 4 straight, mind you. He's an excellent kick.
He is.
Right from the pocket here. He's going to have to hit it on the right side of the boot, you would imagine. And it's going to curl back nicely for him. Instead, it's across the face. Still in play, mind you. First miss for Delahunty. As Blake's going to take it forward. 8.5 minutes left, says our timekeeper. That kick was pretty average. But from a Wine Flyers perspective, it is fantastic. Searching football now. Short one from Davies.
Lucas Gordon.
So Gordon, who kicked that crucial goal only a few minutes ago. He's kicked 2 for the game, in fact. Lines up from 50. All the way. Could go all the way through. Right on the line. Mitchell's there to tap it home. Sis, I've got a question for you. What is a wine fly?
Well, back in the days, obviously, the Reynella area was actually full of the wineries. So the Hardy's winery factory there.
Right.
So and it's just a type of fly. So it's actually a fruit fly. And now we don't have any fruit flies in South Australia. So that's where the wine flies came from.
Well, there you go. Bouncing ball. Brown couldn't control it. Copley's quick kick forward into the hands of Kirk, who's done well in this second half after a shaky first half. But he's showed why he's one of the better key defenders in the competition. He'll be glad to hear me say that. McCormick, good mark. Been a good 1-2 punch duo over 2 of them. Ooh, look at that. Bit feisty too. Now kicks the outside 50. Pack emerges. The fist from Whitaker didn't really collect anything, in fact. Play's going to move on. Quick pick up. That came from McGuinness. And a bit of a slip. Lucky Patworth was there. Kick forward into the lap of Walton. Did you ever play any football when you came over from...
No. So look, my first game of football was last year. I played in the C grades. First, I had a chance to play with my lads. So my 2 lads and my son-in-law. So it was I had the biggest C grade crowd ever.
The biggest C grade crowd ever. There you go. I'm sure all the club officials would want to watch that.
It was against Christie's Beach. It was a good day.
Well, maybe the A grade may just need you come grand final week.
I doubt it, mate.
You never know. What are your expectations ahead of finals?
Look, we're always obviously counting for a grand final play. So one with B's, A's as well as C's. So look, it's we'll take it as weak as it comes.
It's a very professional answer there. I see you've been in the president job for a long time. Handball came out. Gordon kick smothered from McCormick. Nicely done. The Flagstaff faithful will like that. Tell you what, a lot of B-grade players have stuck around on the beers there.
Yes, look, this round has actually been quite hard, especially with players' side of it. There's a lot of A's coming down to the B's coming down to the C, so it's quite a hard selection, and it's the first year that we've actually got a great C grade amalgamated with the B's and A's there.
Yeah, Southern Football League is huge as Mitchell goes in forward. Good idea, but Reynella were there to cut off, and now Nichols has taken the mark. 50 out from his own goal, but he certainly wouldn't want to concede. Easy to spot him with the giant red hair. Oh, nice shove out the way. Umpire says that was certainly fair. Wildman has gone into this game in the second half. He's been good. And is there any particular players that we should be focusing on come finals? Is there one Reynella player that should be standing out?
Look, our captain, Tyler Davis, is always a standout. Bader Marshman as well as Delahunty. Do you know what? Probably Talon, number 3 there. He's an amazing player. He's so fit and he's one of those players where he's just go everywhere, and he's actually quite tough as well.
He is typically everywhere, as Patterson's more than happy to see that ball roll over the line, and we'll chuck it back in. Almost into time on, 5 and a bit to go in this match. 9-3-57 to 11-5-71. It is getting really, really tight now. The score is, 2-3 goals they'll need, the Falcons. So they're going to have to kick pretty much all the goals for the rest of the match. Put it that way. Whitaker sends it forward. Reynella just need one more. Bouncing football. Lots happening around it. Picked up nicely, but instead just coughs it up with the handball. And now Blake jumps on him. It's McGuinness, and we'll have a ball up. 60 out from home for Reynella. And you're just like, one more goal, sis.
One more goal. One more goal will secure it.
One more goal. Well, maybe a late substitution and you'll be on the field. You could be the hero. Whitaker's taking the mark. And Milo is screaming from the bench. Has been all day. Said a few things I can't repeat too.
Very passionate coach he is.
Passionate is the word. Put it that way. And there we go. He just screamed out a couple of F words there, but he'd get his point across. Good mark there. Nicely job from Stanford. Now, I heard this guy's just 22 years of age.
He is. I actually thought he was actually a lot older until he actually did a mini's presentation on Friday night, presenting the awards to our under-8s, and I didn't realise he was actually quite young.
And Delahunty's taken the mark. Flagstaff Hill claim a push free kick. They ain't going to get it. If anyone was pushing, it was them. 21 minutes gone here. Delahunty has kicked, and I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 could pretty much seal it. He's been a star of the show today.
Alex! Louis! Alex! Boys!
He's going to take his time. He's 20 metres out. Very tough angle. Had a shot from the other side of his pocket and didn't even hit the goal. It's right across the face. So we want to make amends. Delahunty to seal the match. Just off to the right-hand side. And it was for a moment there, I thought the Wine Flies had it. Gonna have to wait a little bit longer. Of course, the ladder is in front of you, sis. You're on 24 points, 66%. If you beat Flagstaff Hill today, Happy Valley are going to win. If you beat them, you'll move up to second.
Yes, Happy Valley's got a tough last round. I believe they've got Cove.
Yes, that's going to be an interesting game.
That's going to be a very interesting game. So hopefully,
Filming footy will be there.
Hopefully, Cove will win.
To be honest, I'd love to see Cove win and then play finals, but I have to stay neutral. We can't all be black and white through and through, put it that way.
No, Scott Gill would love me saying that, president of the Cove Football Club there.
Yeah, nice guy too. We've worked with him. Davies. Kick forward, McCormick, really, really good. On Marshman too, you don't see that very often. He's been fantastic, especially in the second half, one of their better players. As the kick's been pushed forward, picked up from Ball, nicely done, knocked it out wider. Carlisle, who's come good today. And now McGuinness, good mark. Stanford, lifting.
Whoop.
They scream for centre. They want him to kick it there, and in fact, free kick's heading to Marshman, and Cramp is getting in. They're going to have to need the runner to come out and stretch their legs out. Marshman may be down, but Delahunty certainly isn't. This is Brock Carlo, who's come good for you, sis.
Yeah, so Brock is one of our juniors and minis players as well. So he's actually shown very, very good form in the past couple of weeks.
Certainly kept his spot in this team. This team that could well be there on grand final day. There's lots that could, mind you. Kick along the win, and it's gone all the way out of bounds, and that wasn't his finest effort. Coming back for the Falcons, and they're going to have to need the next 3, put it that way. We're 23 and a half minutes into this final quarter. Got to boost a high one. A very long one. Umpire's called for a free kick. Oh, it's against Stanford there. There's a big opportunity for Aiden Carney. Puts it inside forward 50. Mark's got to come. And it has. Just in time, in the nick of time, as they say. Beenham, who has done
just over a minute to go there,
has the opportunity to make the moment his. Around the body. And it's to the near side, and that could well be it for Flagstaff Hill. 24 and a half minutes gone, 9-3-57 to 11-6-72. And I tell you what, firstly, how's the junior ranks going? Because you won today in the
13s.
The 13s.
Yeah, 15s unfortunately had a loss. 17s had a won. B grade had a good win there.
How's your season going?
Look, it's like I said, we've got 11 teams playing in the finals, especially with the girls as well. So hopefully we'll actually get a good final series with all Sunday side as well as Saturday sides.
Yeah, it's fantastic to hear. Every club's going really well in the Southern Football League, Reynella especially. Mark's taken, and now we're moving on. Nicely done from Seacombe. And this is Marshman. It's got Wildman on the mark, and Marshman is well and truly
25 seconds.
in reach. So this would be a fabulous finish on what's been a fantastic day for the Reynella Football Club. 9-4-58, 11-6-72. He hands it to Delahunty to put the icing on the cake. A fabulous performance by Reynella. They've been tested by the Falcons. Kicked the first 7 goals of the game. They're chipping it around. Mark's taken McGuinness. Fabulous day for the Wine Flyers.
Good,
They get the win. They
Great
move
win.
to second. You're happy, sis.
Yes.
It's been an awesome day here at Flagstaff Hill Oval. Reynella are going to love that. I'm glad I got you in the last quarter.
That's okay, all good.
It's been worked out well. What was probably the most joyful moment for that? What was the really surprising, happy moment?
Look, it's
The final siren?
yes, 100% the final siren. The boys actually held their head up high, which is great. And you know what? It's a lot of discipline with the boys. It's starting with the B's and with the C's tomorrow. C's tomorrow is going to have a great game as well against Flagstaff Hill. So look, looking forward to a great final series. Looking forward to a great.
I
final
thank
series.
you for coming in. Can you pronounce your last name one more time?
Intervong.
There you go. It's Sis Impabong. Right here, the Reynella president. Congratulations. Done
Thanks,
an
mate.
awesome job. Thanks for joining me.
No worries.
Right here on the broadcast. And we'll go through the goal scorers here. 9-4-58 to 11-6-72. Our timekeepers are high-fiving each other. And we actually might speak to them on what their thoughts were on the game in a few minutes' time. It is, of course, white ribbon round against domestic violence in the Southern Football League. Kirkland, who got injured in that game, I just saw he had ice on his foot. He didn't finish the game, but did kick the first goal. And Gordon, Delahunty, Marshman, all the goals in the first quarter. They were tested, though, the Falcons. They came back, but in the end, the Wine Flyers were too strong. We'll speak to the Flagstaff Hill timekeeper on what his thoughts of the game was.
A bit difficult to give away 7 goals and then try and come back, but we stuck at it well.
I think he did. It was positive in the second half that you really sort of fired through. For a second, I thought you could do it.
Yes, we got close, but not close enough. I think we got 3 or 4 key-ins for finals, so we'll see how we go. Yeah.
Would you like to have a turn?
I'll just say that we've been building, and we've got obviously the rest of the season to go, but today's win was a good stepping stone, and we got one on the rivals, which was good.
It was certainly good when you get one on the rivals. That's our timekeepers there, who's done a really good job today, across from the A's, the B's, the C's, all the way down to the junior football. They've done a terrific job on the broadcast. We'll have another look at our major sponsors, Pro Build Australia, for your renovation repairs. Domain & Co Real Estate, you can get in touch with Sam Domain. The Aussie Inn, that's situated on Main South Road in Hackham. The Christie's Beach Hotel, you can head down to Gulfview Road to check them out, as well as Dartfish, Archie's Footwear, and Air Diffusion Australia, your one-stop trade centre for everything involving air conditioning, heating and ventilation. That's all thanks to Filmin Football. It's been fantastic here. As the scoreboard shuts down, that means it's the end of the day. We thank our timekeepers again, as the players are going to just halt around here, so we'll keep going as we see what exactly happens. It is, of course, white ribbon round, I did mention, against domestic violence. As a chair-off a player, there you go. So it's Bradley Patterson, who's been a stalwart for so long for the Falcons. He gets chaired off in a milestone match. Congratulations to him. And we'll take a look across the grounds if it does come in. Final scores from Christie's Beach. Harlett Cove supporters, if you're listening, I'm sorry. Aldinga were in front. 13 goals, 9 to 9 goals, 4. They managed to get the win there. Ironbank 9-5, 59 to 19-17, 131 for Harlett Cove, who get the win there. So it's gone right down to next week, where Filming Football will be at Harlett Cove to watch them take on Happy Valley. If they win, it'll be their first final series in almost a decade, which is terrific to see. I'd like to thank Josh, our cameraman. I'd like to thank Steve Greening from the Southern Football League, the president Also like to thank Sis there from Reynella, Michael Haslam from Flagstaff Hill, as well as Bill Threadgold from the Air Diffusion Agency. I'm going to wrap it up. Phil and I will be back next week. Hallett Cove, Happy Valley. You're, of course, on Filming Footy. That is all thanks to Dartfish. 7 days' time, we're going to be back at it again.
Footy analytics made simple. Improve your team performance with My Dartfish Live S. Quickly tag key games actions during or after the match. Replay moments from the match, frame by frame or in ultra slow motion. Access richer content, dive into detailed statistics and filter what matters most with ease. Create playlists to show problems or areas for improvement, and share them to your team. My Dartfish Live S supports Aussie rules football coaches to optimise team performance.
Our name is derived from the Greek prefix, macro, large. From the day we were born, this has been a promise for the future. We have grown through dedication, sweat, self-denial, faithful to our mission of being on the side of those who put themselves on the line. Through our name, we celebrate the greatness of those who believe there are no obstacles higher than their dreams. The courage to get back up after falling. The obstinacy of believing until the end. These are the values embedded in our logo. The Macron Hero. It's a celebration of sacrifice and tenacity. Up until your personal victory. Until your arms are in the sky. Become your own hero.